Hi everyone, today is July 25th, 2019, around 6:50 p.m., 83 degrees Fahrenheit, that's 28 degrees Celsius. I'll be walking from Greeley Square to Times Square right now. There's 6th Avenue. I'll be heading north along Broadway. It's still in the middle of rush hour now. A lot of commotion here. This bicycle lane is newly installed and redesigned by the city. The old design was just horrible. There was a big fence there that said like no bicycle parking, and people locked their bikes there anyway, and it narrowed the space completely. Plus pedestrians walked in it all day long. Here's Macy's, the world's largest department store. And I'm about to cross over 34th Street now. Down there's the Hudson River. And over here is looking towards the East River. View of the Empire State Building. The sun's just peeking out behind the buildings. If these signs weren't here, I wouldn't have known that Burger King and Cinnabon is in the basement. Right now, the Macy's building has some interesting windows. The story to explore inside Macy's. It's like a sofa with grass on it. Kind of cool. It looks like there's a tent here with a tree. This is really beautiful. I don't know what this is supposed to be, but very pretty pink flowers. So this is Broadway right now. I presume those people back there checking their phones with Google Maps open are lost or tourists. If they watch my videos, then they'll definitely won't be lost and know where to go. But hey, when I get popular enough, then people will just know it and won't need to check directions. This store is really interesting. Rituals, looks like a fragrance store. Dr. Martin's Shake Shack, which actually started as a shack in Madison Square Park. It is completely mobbed though right now. There are a lot better food options than Shake Shack in my opinion in this area, especially down in Koreatown on 32nd Street, but Shake Shack is one of the more affordable options. It isn't one of the healthier options though for most of the menu. If you want a healthy food option, you come here, Fresh & Co. Here's Papyrus, the souvenir store.
You told me about that truck. Tell me about it.
Wolfgang Steakhouse, which looks like it's under construction. A steam pipe. They're letting out excess steam from the pipes underneath. The pressure is just so great they have to do it, or else it'll be chaotic. Person in need on the corner. Very, very sad to see. Traffic is absolutely crazy right here. Wow, this is new. The Garment District Urban Garden. Even the bike lanes are different here. Different designs. This looks like a hoop. Does this only go for a block? Like, seriously? And then this makes this stretch of Broadway like practically unusable for the motor vehicles here. They should just close it between Herald Square, 34th Street, and Times Square, because it's not even continuous. You go from like 42nd Street, which is where Broadway you can't go through anyway, to 38th Street. So that's like what? 4 blocks? And then the cars are forced to make a left here. Kind of ridiculous. Claire's and Cava. Look at this. In only 1 block, such a waste of pedestrian space. You can see a lot of people still in their work outfits. Many of them work later, or maybe they're just gone out to eat and then just starting to go back home. Juice Generation. You can get many different health food options there. Gregory's Coffee. Okay, you don't have to turn so early. There's StubHub across the street, the ticketing agency. So CVS, we got Dwayne Reed, Olive Tree. This person just playing music loudly for everyone to hear. (1411) Broadway, a very majestic skyscraper. Now these Weed World candy trucks, I've heard actually, they don't actually put weed in them or marijuana. It's actually been deemed a hoax by more than one news source. And then I see people lining up for them thinking that it's real. ⁴ Street. Aggressive cyclists holding down their warning horn to let people know. But that's just to be expected in New York. People will cross against the light, won't watch for traffic, going the same way. Joe's Pizza, a very famous pizzeria near Times Square. Tons of people here, as is expected, because when tourists come to New York, they expect pizza. Pizza is the staple food of New York City. And Joe's Pizza is actually pretty good. Weed World Candies. It's a phenomenon, folks. All right, I have just entered Times Square, where only about a week or two ago there was a major power outage that knocked off half of Times Square's billboards, including the center billboard where the ball drops. Just be very, very careful of pickpocketers here. I wouldn't recommend to go through they call them, I think, the activity zones, designated activity zones. That's where these costume characters and seedy hustlers and people like to hang out, and then they'll try to grab your attention. I try to stay away from them if I can. Super Mario, Minnie, and Mickey over there.
I didn't hear none of this.
Cyclists going through the red light when pedestrians have right of way. That's as expected in New York. Let's see what new advertisements are here in Times Square. Last time I was here, the power wasn't working. The Times Square Police Department precinct is over here. I wonder what this is all about, all this construction here. Makes me wonder what they want to install. Looks like we have Frankenstein's monster. NASDAQ has a different display up. ABC Fun and Games. TV Land, Hard Rock. T-Mobile. Wow, T-Mobile even has the center advertisement at One Times Square. It's where it is, folks. All the action in New York comes here. Action Kid goes where the action is, and that's Times Square. All these food stalls make it really hard to get around here. Well, I guess it's not all food. There's the Strand bookstore over there. But there's shakes and tacos here. The Coney Shack. So much going on here. I don't even know where to look. They got chicken tenders up there. LG, Graham 2-in-1. Now this is what I mean by the activity zones. It's straight ahead of me. If I walk through there, I'll be aggressively hustled by the costume characters. So I'd much prefer to walk to the right and stay away from Transformers and the Hulk. And Batman, Batman looks kind of skinny over there. Spider-Man looks like his costume needs a makeover. Iron Man looks Hispanic with his mask up. Doesn't really look like Iron Man. The Hulk is, I don't know, kind of shriveled up there. Looks like a raisin to me. And then we have people like this standing in the middle, taking pictures and holding up pedestrian traffic. But we deal with it in New York if we ever need to go through the area. A lot of New Yorkers hate Times Square because there's just so many people and it's so crowded and busy, but I just love it. It's my favorite place in the city. Just defines New York with all the lights and advertisements and all the action. We got Samsung, Coca-Cola, Prudential, ⁴ which is a Chinese news organization.
Photos, pictures, guys.
Okay, we have a body painted woman, also in Times Square. This is where it doesn't make a lot of sense. They have that big pedestrian plaza to the right, and now we have this narrow sidewalk here, which the city is renovating, and also a bike lane, so people can't even walk in the crosswalk here. But there's Apple Music here, American Eagle, conditioning cannabis oil, very cool. Bet Awards. Here's another activity zone to my right. I'm not about to go there.
I'd do it.
There's a bunch of activities there. The body painted woman. You can take pictures with them for a tip. And there's also the street performers there. This looks kind of cool. The looks like beds. little places to rest. They also have chess here you can play. Some talented individuals there. This is one of the best places to be a tour bus, right in the middle of Times Square. You have a great view and you can get everything. Now I'm approaching Father Duffy Square. The Times Square steps are really busy right now. Looks like I won't be going up there today. There's just not enough room, but you can see Times Square almost just as good from the bottom anyway. Just have to look all the way around you. I sense tourists from all over the world here. Not sure where they're from. They could be from Europe, could be from another part of the United States, can be from Asia, could be from Australia, could be from the southern continent of Antarctica, which doesn't have that many people. Who knows? Here's the TKTS booth. You can get discounted Broadway tickets here. It's very affordable. You can check out the latest pricing over here. Chicago, the Prom, Drunk Shakespeare.
And just like right now, like make that, you know. What was first?
Here's the Olive Garden of New York City. Several people are in a rush there. It's a good spot for a picture right in the middle of the street. You get a great angle of the Times Square building where the ball drops. Just have to be quick about it because the light changes pretty frequently here. Here's the Hershey store. You can get all your chocolates in there. Four t-shirts for $10. Each is $4.99.
Pretty bad.
You get 3 hats for $10.99, 4 for $10.99. The t-shirts, New York t-shirts. I noticed that woman was wearing their bag in front of them. That's always a good trick to use if you're afraid of getting pickpocketed. I should worry the most out of anyone here because I'm holding camera equipment as well as my other personal belongings. That person directly in front of me looks like he has a lot of equipment. He's holding stuff in front of him and behind him as well as on the side. Maybe he's going camping in New York, I don't know. It's always a good way to save on hotel fees, I guess. Just camp out in a public park and hope no one catches you.
We should have took
It's not funny because it's daylight. That's luggage.
There's Tonic Karaoke. Looks like a pretty interesting place to hang out. I've never been there personally, but I could imagine it's very different. I will make a quick comment. I did visit Times Square during a very early morning in December. I think this was around 5 o'clock in the morning, and there was barely any people here. It looked completely different than what it is now. You can get a completely different view of what Times Square is just by coming down at that time. But anyway, everyone, I'm going to enter the subway system now. If you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up so more people can see it. Subscribe if you haven't already, and stay tuned for the next video. See y'all later.